One of the very cool things that starts to happen the more we settle our nervous system and the more we get into an embodied and expanded energetics is we become more sensitive. Now, that sensitivity is a real gift. I'm going to add in the caveat that if you're sensitive alone, it's actually not that great. We need to be sensitive and strong at the same time. And that strength comes in the form of resilience and being able to handle all the energy we're experiencing. But today we're going to focus on specific uses of that sensitivity. So, one of the things that we can attune ourselves to is the frequency of wealth, abundance, and success, because you will start to notice what that feels like when it feels close, when it feels far, when you are being it, and when you are not. Just like when you go outside and you can feel the sun on you, and when the sun goes behind a cloud, there's a very specific and different orientation that is obviously focused in the electromagnetic experience of light and heat landing on our skin. But that type of sensation and our attunement to it can also happen in the wealth and abundance space. So, as we are focusing on opening up our system, the way that we're going to move through this today in our meditation is asking the question, where is abundance now? Where is wealth now? Where is success now? Because in the previous days, we've gone through clearing the blocks, we've gone through how to engage with the energy, we've raised our capacity, and now we need to take all this openness and energy and tune to the frequency that we are seeking. And that frequency is always available. If we believe that the universe, as I do, up to you if you believe this, that the universe is holofractographic, meaning that it is holographic and it is fractal. So in any moment, in any space, there is a fractal representation that can light up any other frequency we are seeking. And this is part of the mystical truth that the way that we are being enacts from the universe what we are experiencing. And there's a whole rich lineage of metaphysical and mystical work here, and certainly not lastly talked about by what is commonly known as the law of attraction, although I take some issue with that school of thinking. But the way that we are in response to our environment dictates the way the environment is in response to us. It's a law of sympathy, it's a law of harmony, it's a law of corresponding resonance. So when we ask ourselves the question, where is success now? We want to find our right relationship to it, because for some people, we might be able to find it in our body, but that's actually too close. For some people, it might be out there, but that's actually too far away. For some people, it's in other people, and that's not the right orientation. For some people, that will be the perfect orientation. So the way to look at this is essentially, when I notice where wealth is, how do I feel about that? So if we take those three examples again, if we say wealth is in here, how does that feel? Does it feel relaxing, good, exciting? Do we feel passionate about it? Do we feel lit up? Do we feel like there's more possibility, more probability? Does it feel like the way that we want to be experiencing ourselves in it? Or does that feel too claustrophobic? Does it feel like it's too close? Does it feel like it's actually uncomfortable? Some of us need to get out there and chase it. We need to have it outside of us, and so we can be on the seek, on the hunt, and out there looking for us. If it's too close, if it's inside of us, it's not compelling. So the second one is that wealth is out there. Now, again, for some people, that's going to make them feel disconnected, like they're chasing and they don't like chasing, and that they can never quite grasp it. They can never quite touch it. It's almost out of their, right at the edge of their fingertips, and they can't quite get there. And that's going to reduce our excitement. It's going to reduce the way that we naturally respond to it. It's going to lower our sense of possibility and probability. And again, the opposite may be true. It might be that you can sense it out there and you want to go find it. You are excited about being on the hunt. Where is it? I'm going to go get it. And then the last one is that it's in other people. This wealth is something that we are meant to engage and find and uncover and interact with in other people. There's a natural resonance and a sympathy, a sympathetic vibration, a harmony that wants to be established when we engage with others. And so we should talk to the people that naturally light up in our experience. Not that we're trying to get something from them, but instead that we are compelled to find what that resonance and sympathetic vibration is, that harmony. Why is there a natural kind of attraction to this conversation? And for some people, again, in the opposite, that feels like an endless amount of work to constantly be talking to people and finding where, I have to dig into other people's experience in order to find the opportunity and possibility. So there's two modes here. The first is, where is it? And then the second is, how do I feel about it? So if you are noticing that, as an example, wealth is out there, success is out there, abundance is out there, and that feels terrible, we want to do a little bit of analysis to see why it feels terrible. Do we have a preconceived notion? Do we have a block? Are we under energized? Because it could be that our threshold of energy, the amount of energy we're investing and willing to invest in this process, is too low. So no matter where it is, we're not going to be energized enough to find it. And it's one example is, it's out there, but I wish it was in here. Why can't it just be in here? Why can't I have that experience? Which, you notice even in my tone, immediately goes to an under energized or victim like state. So we need to find, again, the where, and then how much energy and information can I gather from that? Where do I feel excited? Do I feel alive? Do I feel aligned? And if I check all three of those places and any place else you might choose to look, and none of it feels energized or exciting, that is a clear clue that there's more healing work to do. It's a clear representation that there is something that is native to our experience that needs to be uncovered, because if this is something that we desire and want, it should be exciting at some point in some way, shape, or form. So again, is it in here? Is it out there? Is it in an other? And again, you're going to notice those three primary orientations to reality: the I, the you, and the it. That is always where the experience happens. That's always where consciousness is sprouting from and co-arising within. So those are the three places that we want to go look. So again, it's location, it's feeling, and then the action will naturally spring from that. So the action, if it's inside, is, okay, what do I do with this? Am I creating something? Am I demonstrating something? Am I letting it light me up and guide me? Does it want me to go do something? How do I have a dialogue with it? If it's out there and that's energized, how do I go find it? How do I use my kind of energetic sensing and tracking to locate where it is and notice what lights up on the journey, as well as if we end up finding the destination. It might be that we need to meet a person on the way. And then that third example, it's in other people. Then we get out and be around other people and notice how we feel. We notice the interaction and notice the sensation of how that experience is arising within us as we are engaging with them. Now, this beingness level of the conversation, again, at the neurology and energetics, is also going to, of course, necessitate the doing side. What is the structure of your business? What is the offer? What is the pricing? How do I do a sales process? How do I take someone through delivery and fulfillment? How do I, have that whole business side of the conversation? And that's an important part of the conversation. We want to make sure that's really rock solid. But for you specifically as a spiritual and conscious entrepreneur, we need to make sure that that is laying on a solid foundation and bedrock of a strong energetic and a strong neurology. Otherwise, there's going to be all kinds of pitfalls that we fall into and all kinds of roadblocks that we get stuck on that keep us from doing the thing that we have to be doing. So the next thing that I would do is the meditation, and then the learning from that is going to go in the exercise, and then I will see you for day 5 tomorrow.